Hello, grade threes, and welcome back to our virtual math classroom. Today we are continuing to learn about division, and we are talking about sharing to divide. So last time we made equal groups, and we're going to do something very similar this time. Let's review just for a second. What is division? Try to think in your head, what did I talk about in the last video? What is division? Well, division is making equal groups by equal sharing or equal grouping. It's a lot of equals and that's a lot of groupings. So basically division is having a big number and sharing it between groups so that each group has the same amount. Now, when we did multiplication, the answer to a multiplication problem was, does anybody remember that word? Yeah, the product. With division, it's a little bit of a trickier word, but does anybody know it? Invisible class, does anybody know it? I think my voice just echoed, but it is a quotient. Q-U-O-T-I-E-N-T, quotient. It's kind of a fun word, quotient. Try saying it a couple times. Quotient. Yeah, so we're talking about quotients today, and we are going to learn how to write a division sentence. It's similar to a multiplication sentence, but the sign looks like that. Yeah, so why don't we just start off with a question, and I'm just going to write it on the board. I'll be right back. So the question says, Sophie and her friends were collecting pine cones to make crafts. Well, that one doesn't say to make crafts, but this one does. Sophie and her friends were collecting pine cones. The three friends will share 15 cones equally. So how many does each friend get? So they worked together, they collected 15 cones. There are three friends. They want to split the 15 cones equally. How can they do this? So the first thing we're going to do is you can draw the 15 cones. I'm going to use these counters that I forgot I had. So these are the 15 cones. And we want to make sure that each friend gets the same amount of cones. So let's look at this question quickly. So Sophie and her friends were collecting pine cones. We're looking for important information. There is a period here, I promise. Okay. The three friends will share 15 cones equally. What is important information in that sentence? The three friends will share 15 pine cones equally. If you said that there are three friends, you're right, that's important information. There are three friends that are sharing these cones. The next important information is that there are 15 cones all together. So we need to know that there are 15 cones because that's our big altogether number. That's the number that's going to start our division sentence. Okay, and then how many will each friend get? So to finish our division sentence, we need this number and we need the answer, our quotient. So let's do this the same way we did this yesterday. So how many groups are we making? How many friends are there? 3. So we need to divide these 15 cones by 3 friends. So I'm going to show each friend with a circle. That's not big enough. I'm going to show each friend with a rectangle. Friend 1, friend 2, friend 3. Now, when we were dividing out Kip and Ophelia's treats yesterday, how did we do that? Did we just take a bunch and put them in one spot? No, we did it one at a time. Do you remember why we did it one at a time? You're right, so that we can make sure they each get the same amount. So we're going to do one at a time until we have none left. One here, here, and here. Do you see how I missed that? Okay, so I did it one at a time. I even realized I made a mistake when I made it. So now the first thing I want to check is that I have 15 cones all together still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, I have 15 all together. 15 cones were divided into 3 groups for 3 people. Now we have to make sure, are there the same amount in each group? Did each person, kid 1, kid 2, kid 3, did each person get the same amount of cones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we did was we took 15 cones, we divided it by 3 kids. So 3 kids, and how many cones did each kid get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each kid got 5 cones. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. You see where we got those numbers? Our big altogether number will always start the division problem. Because think of it like this. If we had 3 kids, if we had 3 cones divided by 5 kids, if I have 3 cones, can I give them to 5 kids? Can I group them together? No. In division, the bigger number is always first. Okay, so I hope that made sense. We're going to go on to page 80, and we're going to go through that one together. Then we're going to go through the steps for pages 174 and 175. Again, if you did this answer, you got it, it made sense. Skip over to the instructions and see how to do the next pages that are due. Okay. So as always, I'm using a pen, but make sure you're using a pencil. It's easier for the teachers to read, and you should always be doing math in pencil. So our goal today is to use words, models, and symbols to describe division by sharing. We'll see how that goes. So again, division is making equal groups by equal sharing or equal grouping. So we're sharing, we're grouping. The quotient is the answer when you divide. For example, 8 divided by 4 is 2. The quotient is the answer. Okay, so for this first one, it says you will need counters. If you're following along at home, you could use bits of paper, you could use Legos, you could use whatever you want as counters, and you can do the same thing on the next sheet too. If you're having trouble doing these problems in your head, feel free to use Legos, marbles, dots, whatever you want, or you could draw pictures to figure these out. It's up to you. So number 1 says the students in 3 classrooms need to share 15 rulers equally. So there's 3 classrooms. That's an important thing to underline. There's 3 classrooms and 15 rulers equally. So what's our big altogether number? 15 rulers, you're right. So I'm just going to draw my rulers as sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so that's my big altogether number. That's the number that's going to start in our division sentence. Oh, we're supposed to write it down there, but I'm ahead of the game. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the board. We're going to divide 15 by our number, our other number. Our other number is 3. There's 3 classrooms, meaning there are 3 groups. Our classrooms are our groups. So this is 1 classroom, this is another classroom, and this is another classroom. And we're going to do the same thing we did the other day, where we take one at a time and put them into the groups and cross them off as we do that. Why do you think we're crossing them off? You're right, so we don't use them again and again because that will give us the wrong answer. So let's give each classroom 1. And another one. And another one. And another one. And one more, I think. Good. So we had 15 rulers. We divided them into 3 classrooms. Each classroom got how many? 5. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 10, 15. We have the right amount. They're all equal. We are good to go. Now it asks, excuse me. Now it asks us to write a division sentence for the problem. Include the quotient. The quotient is the answer. Good. So what is our big altogether number? It was 15. 15 goes first. How many groups did we divide the rulers into? 3. 15 divided into 3 groups is how many in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now, if you want to think of this in multiplication terms, you don't have to yet. We're not quite at this lesson. But for some of you who are already thinking about it, what is 3 times 5? Well, 3 groups of 5, 5, 10, 15. See how they relate? I told you. They're just like the addition and subtraction fact families. But again, we're not doing this yet. Just worry about being able to figure out your division sentence. Number 2 wants us to calculate. So now we're kind of on our own. And that's okay because we can draw pictures or we can use our counters to figure these out. So let's remember, let's do 4 divided by 4. This one's super easy. I'll tell you the trick after, but let's think about it. I have 4 as my big altogether number. 1. And I need to divide these 4 into how many groups? 4. Okay, so I'm dividing 4 counters into 4 groups. So I need to make 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to divide them equally. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. You go in there. Thank you. So how many went into each group? 4 counters divided into 4 groups is 1. 1 in each group. See how every time the quotient is smaller than this number. It's always going to be small. So we're dividing. All right, now I have 10, and I'm going to divide my 10 into 2 groups. Now again, if you don't have counters, you could draw pictures down here. So this is B. Make sure you label your pictures, it'll get confusing. I'm going to draw circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And how many groups? 2. 2 groups. And now I'm going to pass them out. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Make sure you're crossing them off. So how many ended up in each group? 5 here and 5 here, so there's 5 in each group. 10 circles divided into 2 groups is 5 in a group. Good. Now I have 12 divided by 3. So now I'm going to make 12 counters. I have 12 counters. I'm dividing them into how many groups? 3. 1, 2, 3. If you don't have room to draw on your table, that's okay. You can just make 3 groups in 3 different spots. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, here, 1 here, 1 here, here, oops, 1 here. All right, make sure they're even. 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. So I had 12 counters. I divided them into 3 groups, and I had 4 in. Okay, and I had 4 in each group. So 12 divided into 3 groups is 4. Awesome, everyone. I hope you're understanding this. Now I have 8. Let's look at this. 8 divided by 2. So I have, this is D. I'm going to do my D picture down here. I have 8 as my big number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Divided into 2 groups. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. How many do I have in each group? 4. Good. Okay, now I have even more. I have 20 in my group, and I'm dividing the 20 by 4. I have 16. Okay, so I have 20 counters, and I'm dividing them into 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, same as every other time, 1 per group until I run out. I'm gonna make sure I have 20 because I had some slipping and sliding, but all the groups look equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And how many do I have in each group? 5, 10, 15, 20. So there's 5, 5, 5, 5. 20 counters divided into 4 equal groups. 5 per group. Okay, so on my last one, I'm just going to keep doing this pattern. I'm going to draw a picture for F, make sure I label. You guys also have the back of your sheet, so if you have to go on the back, if you like drawing pictures, that's fine, or just use a separate sheet of paper. Just make sure you're doing the work. So I have 25. Oh my goodness. I'm going to draw triangles. 1. So I've got 25 triangles divided into 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups, and I'm going to sort them out one by one. So I've got 25 triangles separated into 5 groups. 25 divided by 5 is how many in a group? 5. And that's all, you guys. That's awesome. So once you're done that, or if you understand that, let's move on to going over pages 174 and 175. So our goal again is to use words, models, and symbols to describe division by sharing. It says you will need counters. If you don't have counters like mine, feel free to use Legos. Not dolls, dolls are too big. Just little bits of paper, whatever you want to make your counters out of works. You could use little skittles or something too. M&Ms, don't melt them on your page though. But I do want to make sure that I'm seeing that you understand this. So maybe let's do this first one with picture. So make sure to draw a picture for this one, please. Sketch. The students in 4 classrooms need to share 20 balls equally. Look, they already drew them for us, so we don't have to draw all of those balls. So what are the important things in this little paragraph? Well, we know there are 4 classrooms, so 4 groups. And there are 20 balls altogether. So 4 different classes have to share 20 balls. They're right here. And you are going to, remember, you cross it off, put one in, cross it off, put one in until you have the right number. Then it asks you, B says, write a division sentence for the problem. Include the quotient. Again, quotient means the answer. So what's our altogether number divided by how many groups equals how many in a group? Altogether number, this sign symbol right here means number of groups equals how many in a group. Okay, and then this is the quotient as well, the answer. Okay, number 2 says calculate, and you're doing exactly the same thing as you did on this page. Look, they're exactly the same. You can draw your pictures, you can use your Legos, your counters, whatever works for you. Just make sure that you're getting the correct answers here. And if we look to the back, number 3 says, model each situation, sketch your model. That means a picture again. 5 people share 5 balloons equally. What's the important information? So you're going to draw your picture for that one. Then B says 9 people share 3 wagons equally. 9 people, 3 wagons. That's your important information. Then we go down to number 4. Jenny and Sam have the same number of toy dinosaurs. Jenny is putting her dinosaurs into 4 equal piles. Sam is putting his dinosaurs into 2 equal piles. How will Jenny's piles have fewer dinosaurs in them than Sam's piles? Did they tell us how many dinosaurs that Sam and Jenny have? No, they're not. So you need to find a number that can be put into 4 piles and can also be put back together and then put into 2 piles. So they both have the same number, but you need to figure out how many can go in 4 and how many can go into 2. So the same number. And then why do Jenny's piles have less in them than Sam's piles? That was a little tricky, you guys, but I know you can do it. Just think really hard. What number can go into 4 piles and what number can also go into 2 piles? Some numbers can be divided by different things, and that's okay. Oh, and then how many dinosaurs might Jenny and Sam have started with? So that's asking you to find this number that I said before. This question is only asking why will Jenny's piles, so why do her piles have less dinosaurs in them than Sam's piles? When we're spreading these out, why do less go in here than here? Let's do a quick example of this. So let's say I have 6 red candies. I'm going to divide so let's say Kelsey, and I got to make sure you can actually see this. Let's say Kelsey is dividing her piles, or her 6 candies, into 6 piles. And let's say Kaylee is dividing her 6 candies into 3 piles, really small piles. Okay, so let's do Kelsey's first. So Kelsey has 6 candies. And how many are in the piles? 1. Now Kaylee has 6 candies. Oh, I meant 3. Sorry, I drew an extra circle. I didn't mean to. Okay, they both used how many candies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there the same amount in the groups for Kelsey and Kaylee? No, Kelsey has 1 in a group. Kaylee has 2 in a group. So why do Kelsey's piles only have 1 in them and Kaylee's have 2? Why do Kaylee's piles have more? She only has 3 piles, Kelsey has 6 piles. So that's the same idea as the dinosaurs. So use that example to help you. The last one says, create a sharing story problem about 2 divided by 2. Remember, the first number is your all together number, and your second number is the number of groups. So your story problem should have a big altogether number being divided into groups. Use counters to model the problem and then sketch your model. So draw a picture as well for me. All right, that is the sheet. I hope that made sense. I think you guys have a lot of tools to figure this out. Remember, you can use counters at home, draw your pictures, and if you need help, Miss Dennis or I are just a Zoom call away. Yeah, have a good day, you guys. Happy dividing.